Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hey, this is Jan from New York City, and my channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. How's everybody doing today? I'm going to get right to the point. I made a decision, and I'll talk about that in a second, to make 14 meals out of the stuff I already have. And this is my goal for you guys and gals watching today, that maybe, money's a little tight and you don't want to like fork out some extra and you rather keep it in your wallet or in the bank or whatever. Why not work with what you have? I think all of us have a tendency to overspend and overstock at times. Just saying. Maybe that's you. So listen, here's what I did. Excuse me, please. My allergies are acting up, so forgive me every once in a while if you hear me coughing. Anyway, I decided to put together 14 meals, 14 plans of meals for no extra cost. You see, this is the thing. No extra cost, and I'm loving this. So the idea being is that I made a decision to not grocery shop for 2 weeks. I don't know. I come from the belief that maybe sometimes people are addicted to run into the grocery store for whatever the reason. I understand it gives you, an opportunity to get out and stretch, get exercise, and all those things are absolutely great. But sometimes, if we could slow it up a little bit, we may find ourselves saving a little money. You could go out and, walk around and do other stuff that doesn't have to ultimately cost you some money. I'm all for that. Next, then I visited all of my food resources. What are your food resources? Your pantry, your refrigerator, your freezer, your stockpile. Okay. And I came up with meal plan ideas. Notice, nothing is written in stone. If I decide to make this meal on paper, maybe within the next 14 meals, I may not feel like it. And maybe I'll find something else that I'd rather have that's already on hand. The idea is, I am not spending any extra. I'm utilizing the money that I already spent. I'm not forking out one extra dime. Okay. So the third thing is, of course, I decided to share my meal ideas with you. Who knows? Maybe it will inspire some of you. So I'm going to have to, excuse me again, tear out the page, because I don't want to knock over the camera. When you're manning the camera by yourself, it really is a different ballgame. Okay, so here's meal idea number one. Here's the thing. Recently, I had guests over, and I had made a huge tray of baked ziti for my guests. But I ended up having half of this tray left. This is where it's winner baked ziti dinner, and you come out ahead. Not only are you making a great meal for your guests, but you get leftovers. This turned into 3 frozen homemade entrees for yours truly. Haha. So baked ziti times 3 chances at any time that I want. And that's not included in the 14 because I'm giving 14 different ideas. Oh, by the way, today is part 1. So I'm going to give you the first 7, and then tomorrow come back and I'll give you the second 7. So meal number 2, actually with meal 1, I'm ending up with 3. Meal number 2, Franks and beans. I had frankfurters left over because I also had served Franks, and I had some left in the original package, and I have a can of pork and beans laying around in my cupboard. Who doesn't like Franks and beans? Well, at least I could say I do. Franks and beans. Plus, I like to take a vitamin C beverage and a tangerine for dessert, because they say that if you have vitamin C, experts have been saying this for years, it counteracts any negative effects from eating anything with nitrosamines in it. But who knows factually? I believe it is true. I've done it all my life, and I'm still here to talk about it. So, next, meal number 3. Let me lift this up. Cheeseburger Deluxe. Sounds good, doesn't it? So basically, I'm using one of my ballpark beef patties and some of my favorite medium flavored, cheddar cheese slice. And I'm going to add an air-fried potato on the side. I could do it as a home fry, or I could just throw in some pre-done frozen French fries on the side. Dinner is served. Easy and peasy. Look at that. 3 easy meals right there. Working with stuff I have. Nothing earth-shattering about it. Just saying. All right. let's go on over to meal number 4. You see it? I hope so. If not, well, I hope you do, but I'm reading it. Meal number 4, 2 flavored double cheese grilled cheese with on the side a bowl of tomato rice soup. If you don't buy tomato rice soup in the can, you could just get tomato soup in the can, if you can only find that, and throw in a handful of cooked rice. That's what I usually do. Or your other favorite vegetable. I just happen to like these two together. And I'm going to have a banana, nice banana for dessert. At length, Steve Young and I talk about on his channel about the exorbitant prices of a simple thing like a regular grilled cheese sandwich with a bowl of soup on the side. It's just ridiculous. You can make it at home and save a ton of money. Many people have all of these ingredients on hand. This is a great meal idea, especially with the bare bones time in a month coming up. Next, meal number 5. Do-over frozen homemade meatballs. Okay. I have some extra homemade meatballs, and what do I do with things like that? I freeze them. Okay? So they're already sitting in a freezer. What I'm going to do is just take them down frozen, and I'm going to put it in my slow cooker with some canned sauce over it and just let it sit there a couple hours, and it'll be perfect. Then I'll take them out and I'll put them on a nice little hero bread or sub bread, add some shredded Parmesan cheese, and I have me a meatball Parmesan hero. I'd say that's a pretty darn good do-over meal. Meal number 7. Where is this fly coming from? Go away, fly. Go away. Hey, my goodness gracious. Okay, meal number 6. Homemade chicken soup using a can of the boneless chicken breasts. The canned one that you see in the pantry. I'm taking one of those cans. I'm going to make my homemade chicken soup, or semi-homemade, of course. And I'm just going to utilize the leftover veggies that I collect from my dinners or lunches. I'm just going to, nothing gets wasted. Throw it all together, and I just recycle myself some beautiful soup. Next, for today and last for today, number 7, garlic toast pizza. Stupid thing happened the other day when I had my guest. I inadvertently forgot to make the garlic toast that I had in the freezer in a box. You know, the like Texas-style thick toast? Well, it's just sitting in the box. So I said, well, I'm not going to let it go to waste. What I will do is make garlic toast pizza. This idea was inspired by Sharon Jackson. And all I have to do is, toast that up. I'm going to add to it my favorite tomato sauce. Not tons. My favorite toppings. I'm just going to bake it off till crispy. And I have myself a bunch of pizzas to last me on and off like a couple of weeks, because there are like X number of slices in there, maybe 6 or 8. I'm not even sure, but it's enough. Anyway, that's it for today. Come back tomorrow for part 2 to see my remaining meal plans and recipes I don't have to spend an additional red cent on. All I'm doing is utilizing what I have, and you can do the same. Just look around your stuff, and I'll be back tomorrow. Have a great day.